dear, Catherine interrupted. You'll make it all right, Richard said. We'll see to that. If only they could make that promise, Emily thought. Now, what's so important for us to know? Catherine asked softly. I didn't have lunch because I didn't have enough money with me. Well, I had enough to buy a drink, that's all. She took a breath. I sort of ran away. Emily, my own if my uncle were meeting me, but I didn't ask them before I left, and I didn't settle it with my uncle. Emily decided not to mention that she was angry and confused when she got on the BMO, and that a 7-year-old girl may have died because of her. A 7-year-old Emily's parents had fought for weeks to save. Those things weren't necessary. Those could go down safely with her if she drowned. Catherine said, Oh, I see. Oh my, your parents must be worried sick that you're not at home. Probably not right now, Emily said. I'm allowed to go many places alone, and they're working late tonight. Anyway, now you know why I need you to know. You're the only people in the world who could tell my parents that I was on this ferry. Their names are James and Olivia Slake. James and Olivia Slake, Catherine repeated softly. We'll be glad to have you introduce us personally, Richard said firmly. Emily looked into the sky, at the moon, nearly full and so large she could see the craters and flames more clearly than she had ever seen them before. Thought there were human footprints up there right now in the powdery gray dust, and a flag. Isn't that amazing? She remembered seeing a photograph that was taken from the moon by an astronaut. There had been a moon tone, craggy horizon of dead craters in the foreground, looking out into a black space and a sparkling blue and green planet. The earth from that vantage had pure white clouds swirling over it in beautiful patterns, looking fresh and wonderfully alive and at peace. The astronaut had written about the photo later, saying something like, We had come hundreds of thousands of miles to see the moon, and it was the earth that was worth looking at. Look, there's an aeroplane, Catherine interrupted Emily's thoughts. It wasn't a rescue plane, it was a passenger jet at a very high altitude, just a blinking, slow moving speck of light. Isn't it strange, Emily said, that people could be up there flying home or on business, eating salted peanuts and drinking Coke out of a plastic cup, or reading or something? I'm up there. There were flight attendants bringing people pillows and chatting with each other, and they're in the back of the plane. Emily stopped. He must think I'm crazy, she thought. Richard said, And here we are, floating around a half sunken raft in the pitch dark in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, Emily said, that those two things could be happening at the very same time. She shook her head at the thought. At that precise moment, there were kids back home in Boston, laughing in the school cafeteria or walking the halls or daydreaming in class, happening right at this minute, without her, totally unaware of her, wet and hungry and so tired. Why did she have to be here? She suddenly wanted more than anything to be dry and in her bed. It's strange to think about, all right, Catherine agreed. Completely mad we're here, really. That's the end of chapter 11. Tomorrow, chapter 12.